I'll turn this meeting over shortly to actually an old friend of mine who I was glad to get to come and moderate this, Ron Hutchins from Georgia Institute of Technology. Actually, they've got quite a little development platform over there at Georgia Tech that has some very interesting developments for all sorts of mobile applications across some very complex network configurations. And AT&T and its vendors have put quite a bit of time and energy into actually getting that started. So tonight I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Ron Hutchins, who's going to introduce the rest of our speakers. And we will then have a little presentation at the end. And we'll certainly have lots of questions coming from the crowd. So I'll leave it to that. Ron?
Thank you. I'm excited to be here tonight for a number of reasons. Number one, this is my first time moderating a panel with you guys. It's great to see old friends and meet new friends, so thanks for having me over. My title is Chief Technology Officer at Georgia Tech. That means I get to do a lot of stuff about this deep, and so it's fun for me to get to dive down with experts in the industry and see what's really going on. Welcome, David.
Thank you very much. How's everybody doing? I got my driver's license back. No, okay, we'll stop. All right, this is. I've got 5 or 6 slides. They're discussion starters. Hopefully, they're just fodder for the panel.
What I do actually is I work very closely with Mike and Jim, the co-CEOs at RIM, and I spend the majority of my time working with those guys, trying to figure out how we can make the BlackBerry experience different, better, and special. Right, the whole platform. Right now, it's a real battleground here in the United States.
Mark, welcome.
Thank you.
I really need to change that bio. So there's 2 divisions of Motorola, of course. One is the mobile device business, which is the cell phone business. And we're going to split that business off from the division that I'm a part of, which is the enterprise mobility solutions business. That business makes devices and wireless infrastructure both inside and outside the 4 walls for moving and capturing information and moving it to the highest point of utility within the enterprise.
We've been around for about 10 years now, really pioneers in the app space. When we first got our start, we were building at the time for Palm OS and Pocket PC, and you had to hot sync and active sync your content onto your device by connecting to a USB cable. So we go way back. We really pioneered the concept of kind of an on-device portal and storing information on the device. We've also pioneered the freemium model, which we've been running for several years now.
Thank you for having me as well. Windows Phone 7 was just announced a month ago. We made a lot of announcements over the last 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to talking on the panel with my colleagues here. We've taken 2 years to go develop something that we knew needed to be done. So we stepped back, we did it. Hopefully everybody's seen the announcements. It's very, very good for end users, really simple for developers, really simple for OEMs, it's one hardware standard, and really simple for 3-screen development. So we have a lot of good things to offer.
The good news is, in the time you've been sitting here, 2 new app stores have been announced. So you're in good shape. Whoop, you can call it Whoop, you can call it Hoop, you can call it Whoop, there it is. You take your pick. WHOOP.com. Just remember that. Yeah, don't call it Whoopie. That's a totally different URL. Fragmentation is our friend, along with everyone else up here. We're another enabler of making it easier to deliver applications to smart devices, to feature phones. We believe that you should be able to do it in an easy-to-use, design-centric studio.
And in the internet explosion, what we've found is, especially in the Web 2.0 world, 2 guys and a dog in a garage can create an app. Now, I always ask, so what did the dog do? And I was told that's quality control. So what's going on in the cellular world? Are we there? I mean, all these app stores that are coming up, are we there? Are we in the same place for cellular apps as we are with internet apps on the web?
I think we're just scratching the surface. If you compare it to internet, I think internet has come a long way in not only 2 years, but the last 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. And I think it's going to be important to really nurture what we're starting today, and really started a couple of years ago with the OS is being standardized and really moving forward.
Yeah, we've come a long way, but we still got some ways to go. I mean, even going back 6, 7 years ago, there were already tens of thousands of apps for Palm and Windows, Symbian, et cetera. The problem was it was just very difficult to discover them. You had to do it through the PC. There was no way to pay for them. So Apple's come through now with everyone's got an iTunes account. It's easy to purchase. It's easy to discover. The other app stores that are on device coming as well. So we've turned the corner.
I think it's a hash, and it'll stay a hash for a long time until you get people that aren't making any money with applications like this. It's just going to remain kind of an open, messy field for a while. So, and we kind of like that.
I still think the lightsaber is the best application.
That one went away. So.
No, it reminds me, when I worked at Coke, the Wall Street Journal wrote this article that, Coke is in all the homes, it's in all the cities, it's in all the stores, so it's actually a really bad investment. And that article was written in 1920s, right? That's where we are with apps, in my estimation. We're just getting started. And apps, when you think about it, what they do is they make the device more useful.
The fragmentation is going to continue to exist for a period of time, and this industry is nascent, and you're seeing proliferation of OSs not shrinking yet. I think at some point they are going to shrink, but what is happening underneath the proliferation of OSs is that the awareness of the needs of the developer is so much greater than it was, and the capabilities to address those needs is so much greater in terms of SDK support, API exposure, all the things that developers need, as well as general support.
I mean, we are right at the onset of this, and it is about how you dedicate your resources and how you decide which devices are key for you and your audiences, and focusing on your business goals. And that is going to be a little bit of roulette in the next year to 2 years as this is all sussed out. What is fantastic as a developer, and having been both inside carrier environment and outside the carrier environment on product and product management capacities, is that the focus is now a race for you. It's a race for you as a content provider, for you as a marketer, for you as a developer. And I think that's a sea change from where we once were, and it's thanks to faster networks, faster processors, more powerful operating systems.
What happens when you get a handset in every person on the globe's hands? What happens next? Are we done?
You got 2 handsets.
Oh.
I think it's more than just a handset in everybody's hand. I think that it's what's the connectivity in the clothes that you're wearing? What's the connectivity in the watch that you're wearing? What's that feedback going from that watch to your screen in terms of monitoring your health, disease management? I mean, when we say we're just scratching the surface, we're really not kidding. I mean, the ability to wirelessly enable everything and then aggregate that data and make sense of that data in intelligent ways for human insight and for problem solving, I think we're just seeing the beginning of it.
Anybody see this? I love the picture. It's the Matrix on Apple and Google. It's great. So the interesting question to me, and probably I may ask one more, but this one I think is an interesting one I'd love to hear some discussion on. There's a lot of questions going on in the industry, open handsets versus closed handsets, Apple versus Google. Apple has this complete, ecosystem that they provide. Google, open phones. I've always hated it when they ask yes or no questions on panels, so I'm going to ask one. So the video, is video the killer app, or is it going to kill our networks? Yes or no?
I think it's both.
It's both.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Yes. Both.
Killer app ultimately won't kill the network.
I agree with what he said. Killer app will not kill the network.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, we're going to wrap it up. Let's give our panelists a good round of applause tonight.